Once you write the word have, again you will not repeat or rewrite the same word have in the sentence. If you write, it will be wrong. Remember, once the sentence is written, don't forget to put a question mark because it is in the question form. When there is no auxiliary and the helping verbs, what you have to do? The first thing is that you need to find out whether the subject is in singular or in plural. Hello everyone, I'm Babita Tamaya, lecturer, Department of English, Vidyashram Pre-University College, Mysuru. In my previous session, I had discussed about word order. In my today's session, I'll be discussing about question forms. So let's see what is question forms. What are question forms? In grammar, a question is a type of sentence expressed in a form that requires or at least appears to require an answer. What is a question form? It is a type of a sentence expressed to form that requires or at least appears to require an answer. It means to say that it is a sentence, it is a statement, so it doesn't need any answer. For example, if I say, I'm a good person, it means to say that it is a sentence, it is a statement where it doesn't need any answer. I'm a good person, it knows to each and everyone, so there is no need of questioning or answering for that question. It is a sentence, but also known as an interrogative sentence. The question form is also known as what? Interrogative sentence. As I told, I'm a good person. It is a sentence. To make it into an interrogative sentence, for example, the same sentence I'll take now, am I a good person? It is in the form of an interrogative sentence. Am I a good person? Where I need the answer for this. The previous one, I'm a good person. So I don't need any answer. When I say, am I a good person? For this, I need an answer. For that question, I need the answer. So the question forms is also known as an interrogative sentence. A question generally distinguished from a sentence that makes a statement, delivers a command, or expresses an exclamation. So it means to say that makes a statement. Statement, I have already told that I'm a good person. It is a statement. So when I talk about delivers a command, it means to say that I'm commanding. I will ask you, are you watching my videos? It's a command. Expressing an exclamation. Exclamation is an exclamatory mark. It means to say that really, are you sure that you're watching my videos? That is what the sentence or the interrogative sentence or the question forms. Let's see the example for this. I have too many examples. Let's see. So here, yes or no questions. You have two things, that is yes or no questions. One is done for you. Let's see the example here. Jayant has bought a notebook. See the statement here. Jayant has bought a notebook. So you need to write two sentences, that is yes or no questions. The first thing what you have to do here in the sense, identify the auxiliary verb or the helping verb. So the auxiliary verb, I'll write in short. The auxiliary verb is has. Has is the auxiliary verb or the helping verb. Has is the auxiliary verb or the helping verb. And the subject is Jayant is the subject. Which is the main verb here? Bought. So bought is the past tense of buy. Or first of all, when you write it in the yes or no question forms, the main thing is that you need to identify the auxiliary or the helping verb. So the auxiliary verb is has. So this has will be written before the sentence or the beginning of the sentence. It will be brought here. So it will be written in the beginning of the sentence. So has. Jayant bought a notebook. Has Jayant bought a notebook. See, already has from here I have shifted to the beginning of the sentence. Once you have written the auxiliary here, when you write the answer, again you will not repeat there because I have already written in the beginning of the sentence. You will not repeat the word, the auxiliary or the helping word again in the sentence. If you repeat, the complete sentence goes wrong. Next one, see. Has Giant bought a notebook? So this is in the S question form and the no question form. Has becomes hasn't. It means to say that has not. Has not. So this has not, you will write it as hasn't Giant bought a notebook. So has Giant bought a notebook? Hasn't Giant bought a notebook? After the sentence is done, completion of the sentence, question mark is should and must because it is in the question form. You are asking a question. Has Giant bought a notebook? Hasn't Giant bought a notebook? After the completion of the sentence, question marks becomes very important. If there is no question mark, your answer will be marked wrong. Let's see the examples here. The whites have made us slaves. First, you need to identify the auxiliary verb or the helping verb. So, the auxiliary verb is have here. Always the auxiliary verb will be written in the beginning of the sentence. Once you write the word have, again you will not repeat or rewrite the word, the same word have in the sentence. If you write, it will be wrong. So, let's see the answer here. Have the whites made us slaves. Very important thing is question mark. Don't forget to put a question mark. Have the whites made us slaves? The other form is have becomes haven't. Haven't the whites made us slaves? Next one, the restaurant keeper had asked him to take off his shirt. So I think you remember this is from which chapter? This question is picked from the 4th chapter Oru Manushyan. So which is the auxiliary or the helping verb here? The auxiliary or the helping verb is had. So the word should be written in the beginning. Had. The restaurant keeper asked him to take off his shirt. Had the restaurant keeper asked him to take off his shirt. And the next form is hadn't. Hadn't the restaurant keeper asked him to take off his shirt. Because already have written here, you will not repeat it again. Lakshmi is working in a multinational company. Auxiliary verb is. Is Lakshmi working in a multinational company? Question mark. The next one is isn't Lakshmi working in a multinational company? Working in a multinational company. Rajesh was a carpenter. Helping verb is was. So was Rajesh a carpenter? The next one is wasn't Rajesh a carpenter. Industries were the symbols of development. Where is the helping verb? Where. Industries, the symbol of development, or weren't. Industries, the symbols of development. Symbols of development. Next, let's see the next one. He can speak English fluently. He can. So, can is the helping verb. So, can he speak? Can he speak English fluently? Question mark. The next form, can becomes, can't he speak English fluently? The seventh one, my mother reads Prajavani every day. Look at this sentence. Be very careful. Be attentive. My mother reads Prajavani every day. In this sentence, do you find any auxiliary verbs there or the helping verbs? No, there is no auxiliary or the helping verbs. When there is no auxiliary and the helping verbs, what you have to do? The first thing is that you need to find out whether the subject is in singular or in plural. So here the subject is in singular. Subject is in singular and the main verb is in present tense or past tense. Here the main verb is in present tense. First, what you have to do, you have to see whether the subject is singular or plural, and then you need to check the main verb is in present tense or past tense. So here the subject is in singular. When the subject is singular, you use the word does. When the subject is singular, use the word does. Or sometimes it depends on the sentence. Do, did or does, it depends. Do and does, it depends on the sentence sometimes. But here in this sentence, mother is in singular, so I use the word does. Does my mother, here it is reads. When you use the singular word that is does, it never takes yes here. So the answer will be, does my mother read Prajavani every day? Does my mother read Prajavani every day? The next, it is doesn't. Doesn't my mother read Prajavani every day? Next sentence, my sisters to read Prajavani every day. Here, the subject was in singular. In the second sentence, the subject is in plural. It is sisters. My sisters to read. Again, it is in present tense. So, what will be your answer? Do. When it is in plural, you'll use the do form. When it is in singular, you use the does form. Sometimes it depends on the subject also. Do my sisters to read Prajavani every day? Every day. And the next one, don't my sisters to read Prajavani every day? The teacher gave us homework. Do you know when to use do, does and did? You'll use the do form when the subject is in plural. You use the does form when the subject is singular. And do you know when are you going to use the did? That is the did form. We'll see here. The teacher gave us homework. So in the sentence, you're not able to identify the auxiliary verb again. Then you'll come back to the subject. The subject is singular, teacher. And here the main verb is in past tense. Give is the present tense and the past tense is gave. Here the subject is in singular and the main verb is in plural. When it is so, you will use the word did here. So the do form here is used as did. Did the teacher give us homework? Did the teacher give us homework? Didn't. Didn't the teacher give us homework? The next one, some delegates won't attend the seminar. So here in this sentence, already the sentence is in the negative, that is in the no form. Some delegates, won't will be replaced with will. Always remember, will is also a auxiliary verb. So will some delegates attend the seminar? This seminar. And the next, won't some delegates attend the seminar? I hope it's clear when to use the do forms. So when you use the do, when the sentence or the subject, when the subject is plural, you use the do. When the subject is singular, you will use does. When the subject is singular and the main verb in the past tense, you'll use the word did. Sometimes it depends on the sentence also. Moving on to the next one. Rearrange the jumbled segments into yes or no questions. So here the sentences are jumbled. You need to rearrange to get a meaningful sentence. One is done for you. Indians, English, speak, do. So here starting with the do form, that is yes or no question. So do. Do Indians speak English? Remember, once the sentence is written, don't forget to put a question mark because it is in the question form. Moving on with some examples here. Just read the heading here. Rearrange the jumbled segments into yes or no question forms. So Ramnagar, a big east city. The main thing here, you need to identify the auxiliary verb. So here the auxiliary verb is. The answer will be is Ramnagar, a big city. A big city. Question mark is already there. Here is, I have replaced is in the beginning of the sentence. So you'll not rewrite it again or repeat the same word in the sentence. First thing what you have to do, you have to identify the auxiliary verb. In the second sentence, your friends does visit she. As I told, the auxiliary verb is does. You'll write that word does here. Does she visit your friends? Does she visit your friends? You write, did a letter the principal to. Helping verb is did. Did you write a letter to the principal? Did you write a letter to the principal? The slaves seldom birthday had known there. Again, the auxiliary verb is had. You'll write that had in the beginning. Had the slaves seldom known their birthday. When you rearrange the segments into yes or no question, the main thing what you have to do in the sense, you have to first identify the auxiliary verb. Once the auxiliary verb is identified, you will write that auxiliary verb in the beginning of the sentence and then rewrite the same sentence, and you will not repeat that auxiliary verb again in the same sentence. See, fruits will you get better in Verona. As I told, will is the auxiliary verb word here. Will Will you get better fruits in Verona? Will you get better fruits in Verona? Told the narrator his driver had to go on leave. Had is the helping verb. Had the narrator told his driver to go on leave. Had the narrator told his driver to go on leave. There, make Lucia's brother payment due. Helping verb is do. Do Lucia's brothers make their payment. Make their payment. And the next one, glaring was Niccolo at his younger brother. Was Nicola glaring at his younger brother. Was Nicola glaring at his younger brother? And the next one, here it is totally different. Frame with WH questions so as to get the underlined words as answer. So what you have to do, you have to frame the WH questions. You need to get the underlined word as a answer. One is done for you, see here. For example, Shashireka spends the weekends with her family. So what is she doing? Shashireka, she spends her weekend with her family. So the underlined word is Shashireka. When you frame the WH question, you should get this underlined word as an answer. Remember, when you frame a question, you should get this underlined word as an answer. So, who is spending the weekend with her family? It is Shashireka. So, the WH question is who? Who spends the weekend with her family? In the same way, you have some more examples here. So, you have to frame the question with WH question to get the underlined word as an answer. Man has failed to understand the nature and her ways. The question. So, it might be one word or it might be more than one word underlined. You need to frame the question to get the underlined word as an answer. Man has failed to understand the nature and her ways. So, here the answer will be what man has failed to understand. What man has failed to understand. What he has failed? Man has failed to understand the nature of her ways. If the same question is asked in the other way, instead of underlining the nature and her ways, if the word man is underlined, if the word man is underlined, then how are you going to frame a WH question? If the word man is underlined, then you need to get the underlined word as an answer. So your question will be, who has failed to understand the nature and her ways? It is in this way or that way. You need to be ready to write in both the ways. Next one, Nicola and Jacopo sold wild strawberries on the outskirts of Verona. So here they were the two brothers. This is from the chapter Two Gentlemen of Verona. The both brothers were selling wild strawberries on the outskirts of Verona. The question, where did Nicola and Jacopo have used the word did here. When it is did, the soul becomes sell. It should be in the present tense. Where did Nicola and Jacopo sold wild strawberries? So where did they sell? They sold wild strawberries on the outskirts of Verona. The commission was appointed to look into the matter. Why was the commission appointed? Why was the commission appointed? To look into the matter. The next one, there were 5 members in the commission. There were 5 members. How many members? How many members were in the commission? How many members were in the commission? There were 5 members in the commission. And the next one, the elephant put his trunk inside the hut slowly. How did the elephant put? The elephant put his trunk inside the hut slowly. So the WH question, how are you going to frame the WH question here? Here, how did the elephant put his trunk inside the hut? The elephant put his trunk inside the hut slowly. The lion wanted to have peace and tranquility in his kingdom. What did the lion want? It is not wanted, as I've told, it should be in present tense. Want to have in his kingdom. So the lion wanted to have peace and tranquility in his kingdom. The people around him looked like hungry wolves. How did they look like? They looked like hungry wolves. How did the people around him look like? The people around him looked like a hungry wolves. The big city was situated in the valley of a mountain. The big city, where was the big city situated? Where was the big city situated? It was situated in the valley of a mountain. Mara met the king at his palace at midnight. Where did Mara, using did here, so it should be in the present tense, meet the king at midnight? In this sentence, you can write in this way. If you write in this way, at midnight, Mara meet the king. No, because I'm talking about the WH question and it should be framed with the WH questions only, not with at. Where did Mara meet the king at midnight? Udyan Express leaves Bangalore at 8 p.m. for Mumbai. Udyan Express. When does Udyan Express leave Bangalore, Bangalore for Mumbai. Underline word is 8 p.m. So when does Udyan Express leave Bangalore for Mumbai? Udyan Express leaves Bangalore at 8 p.m. for Mumbai. You should be very clear in when you write the WH questions. That is all about question forms. I'll be back with another session with correction of sentences. Until then, have a good day. Thank you.